just going to do it one more time. All right, if we talk about modular mathematics, let me just do this real quick, because I want to do I to the higher power, and then I want to simplify some. So if I have I equals the square root of negative 1, and I multiply by I on both sides, now I can represent that, right, as negative, as I, and I, we know is equal to negative 1, so I'll multiply there. Then we get I squared equals, over here you get negative 1. We'll do it in blue. All right, now let's do it again. So if I multiply by I again, I get I cubed. And if I multiply by I on both sides, instead of writing negative 1, I'll just write it as I. So what's I times negative 1? That's end up going to be negative I. So therefore, I equals the square root of negative 1. I squared equals negative 1. I cubed equals negative I. And let's add multiply I again. Well, therefore, we'll get I to the 4th equals, what is I times I would be I squared, which is negative 1. Negative 1 times this negative is going to be positive 1. All right? And let's do it again. This is really fun.
Isn't it all we need is up to 4, I 4, and then
Well,
just figure it out?
yes, absolutely. So let's just go and see why that works, though. Because if I do I times I, that's going to give me I to the 5th. And 1 times I just leaves us with I. Well, I to the 5th then is equal to I, which again starts this pattern again. All right? So this is, so what we say is the I, has a module of, up to 4, is a mod 4, meaning it goes up to 4 and then it repeats and it repeats. So why is this really important? Well, it's important to know I through 4, right? Because what if you're doing multiplying and you have I squared times I? Well, that's I cubed, and you need to know how to simplify I cubed, right? But also, what about if we do, if I say simplify, I to the 13th and I to the 45th. That's the same answer. Okay? What if you had a problem or something where you had I to the 13th and I to the 47th? Does anybody remember what you're supposed to do on these? Ooh, yes.
Are you supposed to multiply 4 until you get the number closest to it, and then you do whatever that is in little I, 2, I, 3, I,
Yes. Anybody want to add on to that? Yeah.
Well, you can start from 47 and then keep subtracting 4 until you get a number more than 4.
Right. Yeah. Exact same thing. So, yeah, exactly. And pretty much what you guys are both describing is you take your exponent or your power, and you divide it by 4, because 4 keeps on repeating, right? So what you can do, what I like to do is I just like to take 13, take the power, divide it by 4, and that's the same thing as repeated subtraction, right? Divide by 4, and you'd end up getting, 4 goes in there 3 times with a remainder of 1. Remember remainders when you guys first learned division, right? Remainders. And guess what? Your remainder is going to be your exponent. Okay? So then we go and look at this one. Well, what's 47 divided by 4?
11.
11, with a remainder of,
3.
so therefore it's equal to I cubed. That's it. Okay? Done. Very good. You guys are so smart.